Hey everybody, Kellen here, and I wanted to do this video because I want to talk about some of the top influential YouTubers, and of course this is my opinion, so it cannot be wrong because it's what has helped me, the people that I have watched, I've learned for, I've connected with, I've worked with some of them. And I'm not going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly, but really focus on the impact that they have had on myself and others like me who, they have to give them a credit no matter what you think. I'll tell you, FYI, we work with YouTubers. We get to see the pitfalls. We get to see the big money being made. You talked about a black YouTuber. They've called my bat phone, from the biggest people you can think of right now to, folks maybe you would never even guess that they would need a consultant, a manager, or some sort. But I want to start off and kick it off with, number one, and I'm not going to give so much background of my relationship with these people because that's irrelevant, and it's in no particular order, but I definitely wanted to start off with, and he doesn't have the most following of all the people we're going to feature, but he has a great following and he's been consistent and he's been pushing. But it's Prince Diaspora. And the search for a Uru channel. I mean, I've known Dinas for years and years now, but the impact that he has had and got so many people excited about Africa, I just wanted to give him his flowers first because I don't know anybody still to this day who goes to Africa as much as Diaspora. We just left and we're in Sierra Leone, and we saw Dinas, for the days while we were doing the citizenship, while he was doing his tour. He does tours in real estate. And that's why it's so impactful, because he's gone to so many countries. He'll, eat almost anything, it looks like, but he gives you some videos every day, and he even has a playlist. And that it's not that he just goes to Africa, it's that he has invested, he has put his money down, he has put his time down. Oh, time is precious, because it's not, the systems that we have in the West are not always available depending on what country you go to. And so he definitely, in the history books, they have to write about Diaspora. We have to write about Diaspora, and he's still young, he ain't going anywhere, God willing. But the impact that he has had, I would love to hear somebody say Dinas isn't in, their top 5 list of African YouTubers. And I do say African because he is a he's a dual and even more citizen. He's even shown how to get citizenships. I think he was one of the first, as far as a YouTuber, to really show how to get citizenships. And, there's been other YouTubers who have shown us Africa, but sometimes people have to leave YouTube, YouTube can cost you money in your business. It can cost you headache, because people will send you threats and talk crazy sometimes out of jealousy. But Diaspora is definitely one of those people who, if you don't know Africa and you want to go learn, tap into his African content. You don't have to like people's politics always, but go to the food stuff. Look at the food stuff. Look at the travel stuff. Look at the fun stuff. And, I bet you'll say, wow, okay, I get it. I know why he is number one on this list. And again, I'm not saying anyone's number one in any particular order, but Dinas, if this was a top 3, he would be in that list. If this was a top 2, he would be in that list. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. And I've seen him grow his business, and I just love that he really got it, and he has inspired many. So we'll go on to number 2, and I am totally biased on this list, but the African Diaspora News Channel. I remember when we started working together, it was called something else, but when we went to Africa, and this is why I'm doing it at number 2, probably because I know the investment in Africa, the employees and team members in Africa that are paid. Nobody else is doing this on YouTube right now at the magnitude of, very few people have full-time workers in Africa. So the African Diaspora News Channel, and also doing tours, doing them different than, your traditional, because definitely not a tour company, but linking up with tour companies, bringing people to Kenya, 30 people to Kenya, and seeing the tears come down, and having other tours set up for 2022. So jump on it right now and go check it out. But the African Diaspora News Channel, very few people, if anybody, is bankrolling so many Africans who are working for the network. Even contributors, camera people, accountants, lawyers, I mean, you name it, PR people. It's just, if I could tell all the business, you'd say, wow. I'm not going to tell all the business, but I'm going to say the African Diaspora News Channel has had an impact on so many to open their eyes to Africa. And the channel also has, check this out, 4 other channels. They're not all dedicated to Africa, but there's definitely an African influence and twist, and editors who work and get paid for these channels. So the African Diaspora News Channel, you definitely want to tap in if you're saying, I'm trying to learn, I want to get my Africa, knowledge increased. This one, content, more than 5 stories a day coming out on the network. You can see it on even Apple TV, YouTube. I mean, nobody has the reach that the network has, and the fact that even Africa will be playing this stuff if they're not already. We always have different partners and things switch in TV all the time, but also having a business set up in Kenya ready to go. And COVID has put a halt to certain things, but it hasn't stopped anything completely. So the African Diaspora News Channel, you definitely got to tap into. Now, this YouTuber, in full disclosure, is a friend, somebody who we can represent anytime she has a question. The things that she did for us and made us feel so welcome in Kenya. African Tigress, aka her other channel, The Kenyan Sister. Nobody is as genuine as African Tigress in Kenya. She is it. She has opened doors in Kenya. You need a lawyer, you need a PR person, just a nice young lady who's dedicated, consistent, and dedicated now to the travel, to show you so much of the Africa you haven't seen, and the sacrifice. So you really want to learn about the different countries and see somebody traveling and do it. You check out the African Tigress, and take these channels like a student and really study them and see how you can tap in, because this young lady too is a business person. I'm not going to tell all her business outside of YouTube, but she has business, very accomplished young woman who I am so happy to call a friend. I'm friendly with most people, and again, I wasn't going to get too much into the personal stuff so it could be unbiased, but somebody who's consistent, definitely the African Tigress. Now, game changer, 1 million subscribers, Woda Maya, Mr. Ghana Baby. Talk about the nicest guy on the visual YouTube, usually always in a good mood unless someone's overcharging him for a visa or something. Woda Maya's channel is, I mean, he started with being in China, speaking fluent Chinese, showing us an African, and then an African coming back to Ghana, you know, and I know with his girlfriend, Miss Trudy, you know, they get to show even things that people are like, whoa, I didn't know that. And, you know, Miss Trudy, many people brag about how she films off her phone and she has a good audience herself. But Mr. Wodamaya, I mean, his stuff, production, I know he started with the king of all YouTubers, Elvis Derry, somebody who edits for, I say, all of us, but Wodamaya's stuff is just beautiful. He's had some good collaborations. His stuff is educational. It's not just entertainment. And I think that, you know, we could stop here if we wanted to, and you got a lot of that African game. But I mean, he has just shown going to Africa, and as an African, some of even the pitfalls of having to cross or get visa or get harassed, and, you know, bribery, the things he's dealt with, going to police stations, you know, he's really sacrificed. I mean, he has really sacrificed to give you this content, and he definitely, another one, written in the books. Everybody I'm talking about could be written in the books, but Wodamaya's story is not anywhere close to being finished as a young man. So love that channel, and, you know, you got to tap in. Now, this next channel, I'm totally biased because this is my Diversified Game channel. But I put this in for your African knowledge, and why it's one of my favorite channels is because nobody has interviewed or interviews more Africans than me, successful Africans than me. You go down, doesn't matter the country, I'm interviewing people that nobody is interviewing. But it's because I'm a business guy. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to teach you. I'm the professor. But, you know, my background in PR and marketing and just business, period, has had a lot of people call me. So I just, when I scroll down to this list and I see all the Africans from the different countries, and, you know, not just the Africans, but when I see it and people doing big things, it's like, yeah, this is what it is. And I don't have to have the biggest following. But I know how many listeners I have on our podcast, and I'm just very fortunate that people tune in and listen, because it's like, thank you. You know, they didn't have to. And I have not sacrificed to be more YouTube friendly and try to entertain more, because I just want to give the game. So whether people watch me or listen, it's all good. But I'm so proud of the list thus far, and my story still has not even been, it's not been, we're just getting started, God willing. So that's me. And you don't have to be a big YouTuber to make this list, but, you know, I just have to know about you, and I know about a lot of people. And this channel is actually a channel that was transformed. This channel started with Emma Top 10, and this is my friend Emmanuel, aka Emma, and his channel is so educational now about Africa. It's always been educational, but now he has such a team behind him and a system. It's amazing to see what he did, especially when I met Emma at about, I don't know, he had less than 20,000 subscribers, and, you know, being able to talk to him, give some game, and to see how he's grown, it's just a beautiful thing. You know, it is just a beautiful thing. I missed the story. I'm gonna have to catch this one about Sierra Leone. But you know, you tap into his stuff, you can binge watch it all day. Here's another friend of mine, Kylie, and her channel. This is, I believe, her whatchamacallit channel. But she has a channel that I'll show you. It's the Diaspora channel, and it talks all about, there it is right there. She's also a businesswoman, but she talks about Africa. You know, we all talk to the same people. I love to, be able to kick game and get game from people. So sometimes you might see some of the same interviews I've did, but no interview is alike because her questions are different. She also does translation in French and English, and you can easily follow her content. And again, you don't have to be big to make this list, but you have to be impactful. You have to be consistent. Boom, another channel that we used to work with. This channel, O'Shea Duke Jackson started this channel and still runs this channel, and he makes the list because he is consistent. He has a team in Uganda that he has built. He has been influential to many of us. I think it was in the running of being maybe the first to hire a team in Africa, of all YouTubers, to like have an editor from Africa and whatnot. So if he wasn't first, he was number 2. So you got to give him credit for that. But great content about Africa, wanting to teach people. If you watch his other channels, that's more entertainment. It can get messy, but this content really can impact and has impact people who want to go to Africa. They want to tap in and they want to learn. And I've seen enough of Kinganda's channel to know that when O'Shea puts on the hat of teaching, he does a great job. Does a great job of teaching the people, giving them that real experience of Africa. And everyone's going to have their experience, and it could be different. So that's why it's good to have other channels. Okay, last on our list, but definitely not least, Tau. And this brother has covered more luxury homes and apartments and restaurants and trips than anybody on YouTube thus far that I have seen. I know people can say, oh no, but I know so-and-so. I got you. I'm just saying from my standpoint. But, beautiful channel about just real estate and seeing the real Africa and tapping in. So, this is, I would love to have a conference where we have so many of the YouTubers, big and small and upcoming, come together. Sometimes that's not easy because YouTubers, everyone's on their own schedule. Some do have a Devo and Diva complex, and they'll only talk to you if you have so many subscribers because it's just sometimes I guess it's human nature. But the fact is, I'd love to see a conference where everybody can get together and we just learn, because everyone's talking unity. But I've been a part of one of the conferences with various YouTubers, and it wasn't hard, but people have to humble themselves, and you get people who start getting the big head, which the big head is hard to stop. You have to have already done a little bit of life hit you over the head for you not to get the big head in life. But you definitely can learn a lot from all these YouTubers. Binge watch all of this stuff. There's so much money out there and opportunity with your skill set. I don't care how much money you have, how much you don't have, but what you have to do is be consistent. You have to tap in, and Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't built by one person. So you got to learn how to work with teams, and that's one of the biggest things that I have seen with YouTubers is it's hard for them to work with teams. It's hard for them to pay people. You have YouTubers who've made $100,000 who have a hard time paying another YouTuber $500 for something, and people arguing about super chats. But that's not what this video is about. So you guys tap in, tune in, check out those channels, share it with somebody, learn. You don't just have to be entertained on YouTube. You can actually sit back, listen, watch, and just learn. Make sure you share this with someone. It will change their life. Be blessed.